When I lost my job, I thought my wife would support me. Instead, she started sleeping in the guest room and told our kids, "Daddy's just lazy." One afternoon, I overheard her telling her sister, "I married a man who can't even provide." That's when I realized, she was already planning her exit. What she didn't know was that I'd been recording every conversation. The day she filed for divorce, I played her messages in court. The judge's reaction changed everything. This is something I've never shared before, and honestly, it still feels like a fresh wound. But maybe someone out there needs to hear it. It happened just outside Austin, Texas, about 2 years ago. I was 42 when it started, married to Monica, who was 41. We had 2 kids, Emma, 12, and Jake, 9. We weren't rich, but we were doing okay. I worked as a project manager for a construction company that had been around forever. Monica worked part-time at a dental office, mostly because she wanted to be home when the kids got off the bus. We lived simple. When COVID hit, things got tight at work, but I thought we'd survive. Then the layoffs started. I held on for a while, but one Friday afternoon, my boss called me into the office. I knew by the look on his face. "I'm sorry," he said. "We just can't afford to keep everyone anymore." I packed up my desk. Drove home feeling hollow. When I walked through the front door, Monica was sitting on the couch with her laptop. I remember setting down my keys and just standing there, feeling like I was about to cry. She looked up and said, "What happened?" "I got laid off," I said, voice cracking. I thought she'd come over and hug me. Tell me we'd be okay. Instead, she closed her laptop and said, "Well, what are you going to do now?" No hug. No, we'll get through this. Just that. At first, I made excuses for her. I told myself she was scared. I was scared too. We had a mortgage, 2 car payments, and kids to feed. I jumped into job hunting the next morning. Anything and everything, I didn't care about pride. I signed up for DoorDash and Uber. I built a basic handyman website. I worked more hours than when I had my office job. But Monica didn't care. Within a week, she moved into the guest bedroom. Told me I was snoring too much and keeping her awake. I was exhausted from working nights and applying for jobs during the day. I barely slept at all. The kids started acting strange around me too. Emma, who used to come hug me when I got home, stopped. Jake started ignoring me at dinner. One afternoon, I was outside fixing the lawn mower. The kitchen window was cracked open. I heard Monica talking to Emma. "Daddy's just lazy now," she said. "He doesn't even want to work." I sat there, oil all over my hands, feeling like someone had punched me in the throat. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking, maybe she's just venting. Maybe she's scared like me. But the next day, I caught her on the phone with her sister, Sarah. They didn't know I was in the laundry room folding clothes. I heard Monica say, "I married a man who can't even provide. It's embarrassing." Sarah laughed and said, "You need to get out while you're still young enough to find someone better." They laughed like schoolgirls. I realized then, it wasn't fear. Monica was disgusted with me. And she wasn't planning on staying. I needed proof. Proof for myself. Proof for whatever she was cooking up. I ordered a small recorder online. It looked like a USB stick. You just plug it into the wall or leave it sitting somewhere, and it records everything. I started leaving it around the house. In the living room. In the kitchen. In the guest bedroom when she wasn't home. The things I heard still keep me up at night. Day 1 recording, Monica to her sister, "I'll just say he's emotionally abusive. Courts believe anything if you cry enough." Day 4 recording, Monica to her mom, "I can't live with a man who can't even bring home a paycheck." I don't care if he's doing DoorDash. That's pathetic. Day 6 recording, Monica to her best friend, he thinks I'm moving out because I need better sleep. Stupid. I filled up over 20 hours of recordings. I learned that she already had a divorce lawyer. She was planning to claim emotional neglect. She was planning to ask for the house, full custody, child support, and alimony. And because I was unemployed, the court would likely side with her. What she didn't know was that I still had savings she didn't know about. Years ago, before we merged bank accounts, I kept an emergency account. Never touched it. Honestly forgot about it until this mess started. When she finally handed me the divorce papers, she looked proud. Like she was doing me a favor. I didn't say a word. Just nodded. I spent the next 2 months gathering everything. My lawyer was smart, he told me to keep working my gig jobs. Show I was trying. I kept records of every dollar I earned. Court day came. Monica showed up in a new dress, all smiles, like she was at a graduation ceremony. Her lawyer painted me as a deadbeat. Said I refused to work. Said I made Monica feel unsafe. Said I was emotionally unstable. They requested full custody, full ownership of the house, $1,200 a month in child support, $800 a month in alimony. It sounded bad. Even the judge was frowning at me. Then my lawyer stood up. Your Honor, he said. We have evidence that will contradict the plaintiff's statements. He handed over a folder full of labeled recordings. The judge listened. First clip, Monica laughing about moving into the guest room to make me look bad. Second clip. Monica admitting I was working hard, but she needed to make him look lazy. Third clip, Monica bragging that she'd cry in court to get custody. The judge's face turned to stone. After 45 minutes of audio, the judge looked at Monica and said, Mrs. R., your credibility is extremely questionable. The court takes attempts at manipulation very seriously. He denied her full custody request. Ordered 50-50 custody. Ordered the house to be sold and profits split evenly. Ordered her to pay her own legal fees, and half of mine. No child support. No alimony. Monica's face collapsed. She started crying in court, not the fake kind, but real sobbing. After court, she followed me into the hallway, still crying. You destroyed me, she yelled. I looked her straight in the eye and said, no. You destroyed yourself. I thought that would be the end of it. Split the house. Split the time with the kids. Move on. But Monica wasn't done. A week after the court ruling, I started getting strange looks from people around town. Friends stopped calling. Parents at the kids' school started whispering when I showed up to pick up Emma and Jake. At first, I thought I was just paranoid. Then Jake came home crying one afternoon. Mom says you're a loser who abandoned us, he said between sobs. She told everyone you're homeless now. I couldn't believe it. I called Monica that night. Kept it calm. Asked her to stop filling the kids' heads with lies. She laughed. You think anybody cares about your side? Look around, Rob. Everyone already made up their minds. She was right about one thing, small towns love gossip. And Monica had gotten ahead of it. I tried to ignore it. Focused on rebuilding. I rented a 2-bedroom apartment close to the kids' school. Got a steady job at a local roofing company. Paid on time. Showed up for every custody exchange. But Monica wouldn't let it go. She started showing up late for handoffs. Started saying the kids didn't want to come to my place. Started filing concerns with the court about me being unstable again, even though she had no proof. It was a death by 1,000 cuts. Then came the final straw. One afternoon, Emma showed up at my apartment with bruises on her arm. Not bad, just finger marks, like someone grabbed her too hard. When I asked her what happened, she burst into tears. Mom grabbed me because I said I wanted to stay here longer. I saw red. I took photos immediately. Filed a report with CPS that night. Sent copies of the photos and Emma's written statement to my lawyer. Monica was livid. She called me raging, screaming that I was poisoning the kids against her. I hung up without a word. The new court hearing came fast. This time, it wasn't just about custody, it was about Monica's fitness as a parent. We laid out everything. The bruises, the emotional manipulation, the recordings, witnesses who had seen Monica bad-mouthing me in public. Monica tried to spin it, tried to cry again. But the judge had heard enough. He ordered an immediate change, primary custody to me. Monica would get supervised visitation until further notice. She was ordered to attend parenting classes and anger management. When the ruling was read, Monica lost it. She screamed in the courtroom. Had to be escorted out by a bailiff. Emma and Jake moved in with me full-time the following week. At first, I thought Monica would disappear after losing custody. But if anything, she got worse. 2 weeks after the kids moved in with me, I noticed a strange car parked across the street from my apartment. It wasn't just once, it was there almost every night, idling with the lights off. Sometimes for hours. I couldn't see who was inside. One night, around midnight, I finally got fed up. I walked across the street, phone in hand ready to call the cops. As I got close, the car peeled out and sped away. But not before I caught a glimpse of the driver. It was Monica's sister, Sarah. The same one who had laughed on the recordings. The same one who had encouraged Monica to take everything. I reported it to the police, just in case, but they said unless the car was on my property or threatening me, there wasn't much they could do. Still, I documented everything. Photos. License plates. Times. A few days later, I got a letter in the mail. It was anonymous. No return address. Just a single sheet of paper that said, "You'll lose everything. Watch your back." It was childish, sure. But after everything Monica had already done, it felt like a real threat. I installed security cameras the next day. Cameras at my door, my driveway, even a small one pointed at the street. I wasn't taking any more chances. Meanwhile, Monica kept trying to worm her way back into the kids' lives. Every supervised visit was a mess. She cried. She screamed. She told Emma and Jake that I stole them from her. That I bribed the judge. Emma started having nightmares. Jake started bedwetting again. It broke my heart. I filed to suspend her visits completely. My lawyer said it would be tough but possible, with enough evidence of emotional harm. Around that time, Monica made her biggest mistake yet. One night, during a supervised visit, she grabbed Emma and tried to leave the visitation center. Emma screamed. The supervisor tackled Monica before she could get out the door. The police were called. Monica was arrested for violating a court order and attempted kidnapping. Everything hit the news the next morning. Small towns love drama. Monica's mugshot was on the front page of the local paper. Facebook exploded. Even people who had taken her side before turned their backs. After that, the court moved fast. The judge made the suspension permanent. No more visitation. No more calls. No more messages. Monica was ordered to undergo a full psychological evaluation before she could even think about petitioning for any kind of contact again. The kids finally started to heal. Emma joined soccer. Jake made the honor roll for the first time. We found a small house nearby and moved out of that cramped apartment. Life wasn't perfect, but it was peaceful. Monica faded into the background. I heard through the grapevine she lost her job at the dental office. Her sister stopped speaking to her. Her friends disappeared. I didn't feel sorry for her. Not after what she did. Not after what she put our kids through. Months passed. The kids and I built a new routine. School, homework, soccer games, pizza nights. It wasn't fancy, but it was real. I thought maybe that chapter with Monica was over. But one afternoon, I got a call from a blocked number. I almost didn't answer, but something told me to. It was Monica. Her voice was shaky. She said she had nowhere to go, that she was sorry for everything, that she missed the kids. I didn't say anything at first. Just listened. She begged me to let her see them. Off the record, she said. Nobody has to know. I realized then, she wasn't sorry. She was desperate. She hadn't changed. She just wanted back what she threw away. I told her flat out. You don't get to hurt people and then cry when you're the one alone. Then I hung up. A week later, Monica's mother showed up at my door. An old woman, shaking with rage, yelling at me for ruining her daughter's life. I stayed calm. I didn't ruin her life, I said. She did that herself. I shut the door and called the police. They warned Monica's mom to stay away. A few months after that, I heard Monica moved 2 towns over. She was living out of a crappy motel. No friends. No family. No job. I didn't feel happy about it. But I didn't feel sorry either. The truth is, I made mistakes too. I stayed too long with someone who showed me over and over that she didn't respect me. I ignored the signs. I made excuses. And because of that, my kids got hurt worse than they should have. I learned the hard way, love without respect is just slow destruction. I work hard now to be the dad they deserve. The man I should have been years ago. If Monica ever gets her life together, maybe one day the kids will forgive her. That's not my choice to make. But I'll never let anyone tear us apart again. Not ever.